Okay, so this is part 2 of the post first year video blog. These are the things that you guys specifically asked me to cover. So the first person asked, how did you organize and stay that way? Were there any neat tools that you found useful? To stay organized, that's why I bought an iPad before I started medical school, and I use Notability. So I organize my, like I said, they give us like PowerPoints for all of our lectures, so I have them organized by what block we're studying, and then I put all of the PowerPoints related to that block in that like folder in Notability, and I just keep them all together on my iPad, and that's pretty much it. Like I'm not a very organized person. I'm like one of the more type B people in medical school, I guess. I don't have like a huge like planner that I do things in. Like I just throw things in my phone. We have a website called Hippocrates that our class calendar is on, and we all check that kind of neurotically. So that's it. Like I just use my iPad to stay organized. So Notability, great note-taking app, highly recommended by me. What is the culture like? Is it different than the cutthroat pre-med life? Honestly, like, it depends on who your friends are. Like, yeah, there are gonna be the cutthroat people in medical school who are like plastics or nothing, or, you know, like orthopedics or nothing, like must do whatever it takes. But there are those people always in life. Like, I don't think that it's any different than any other profession would be. Like, my ex was an actor, and like his roommate and best friend went out and like trashed him to like industry people. Like, there are cutthroat people in every walk of life, and you're not going to avoid them any better in medical school than you're going to avoid them in any other profession. Maybe like I just didn't know very many cutthroat people when I was a pre-med. Like, I just pick your friends well and you'll avoid all of that drama. Like, I don't know, man. I don't deal with that. As far as I'm concerned, like, the culture is really friendly. Like, people pass around PDFs and study guides and practice questions that they find and flashcards. Like, we have a flashcard Quizlet page, and like we all make flashcards and contribute there for everyone else to do. And my mod mates have helped me figure out stuff like Anki, like those flashcard like program things. And as far as I know, like, I haven't met very many cutthroat people. They're out there, I just choose not to associate with them. Can you discuss clubs on campus? Important to do or not? Important. Here's the deal. Pre-med is basically like an audition for medical school, and medical school is basically an audition for residency. So as soon as you're like, yes, I'm in medical school, I can, you know, take a break and just study, false. Mega false. Like, you need to do research. You need to be in leadership activities. You need to be in clubs. You need to be volunteering at clinics. Like, you got to get ready for residency now. It's this never-ending cycle of trying to be good enough for the next thing that you want to do. So I am personally a member of the otorhinolaryngology student interest group and the anti-tobacco interest group. I'm webmaster for our class now. So, like, yes, other groups are important to do, and you know, you can start like your own group. Start like a reading discussion group if that's what you want to do. We just made like 2 of those last year. There's like the music and medicine interest group, and I don't know, I'm thinking about doing like a geek coding computer programming interest group. I don't know, do what you want to do. But yes, clubs on campus, important to do. There are more volunteering opportunities, there are more leadership opportunities, all the stuff that you need to do to prepare your CV for residency. Do clubs. What shouldn't you do? What do you wish you had known starting first year that you know now? Don't put things off in medical school. There is too much information. Too much. Don't cram. Don't do what you did in undergrad and wait until the week of your test to start studying. No, you need to study every day. Like, it's good. Like, and I hated that. I hate it because I don't want to study every day. No one wants to study every day. But yeah, don't do that. Just stay on top of your stuff and you'll be fine. Med school really isn't that bad, y'all. Like, ooh, that was really Oklahoma of me. But like, it's not impossible. Like 23,000 students at MD schools do it every year. You'll do it. You'll be fine. it's really not that bad. It's just like the material. There's just a lot of it. As long as you keep up with it, you're fine. It's the material's not hard. It's the volume that's hard. What else wouldn't you do? Don't sleep with people in your class, because you're stuck with them for like 4 years. Don't sleep with the residents. Like, those are the people that are gonna write your rec letters, that are gonna talk to the attendings about you. Like, don't do that. Like, no, don't sleep with people that you're gonna work with. Like, keep your personal life and your, like, professional life separate. I don't know why this isn't hard, y'all. What do you wish you had known starting first year that you know now? Man, I don't know. I'm not introspective enough for that. Yeah, I don't know. They were so, like, I just know myself better, honestly. Like, it's just, med school will change you. I wish that I had known that they kept the cadavers underneath us until like anatomy started. Like, they're like, hey, let's go to the basement. And you're like, those things have been in the basement the entire time and no one told me? Like, ugh. How to stay healthy and take care of yourself. Like, how to fit in exercise and eating well when you're super busy, how to know when to take a break, sleep schedules, etc. One, I don't exercise. I know, I'm a terrible person. I don't like it. I haven't found an exercise that I really like. I've tried yoga, I've tried running. It's not fun for me. So, I don't know, I'm still working on that part. Eating healthy, just buy healthy food. Like, buy like carrots and hummus to snack on. Don't buy like potato chips. Try to like plan meals ahead. So that like the night before, the next day you're like, okay, I have like a salmon fillet in the freezer. I should thaw that for tomorrow. So you put it in the refrigerator overnight, and the next day it's great by dinner time. So you don't like 7 o'clock doesn't roll and you're like, man, I'm hungry, but I have nothing that I can make. And I have to order a pizza or go out to eat or something. Just like try to plan meals in advance. Sleeping, it's important to me. I mean, just if you need sleep, take a nap. I take naps all the time. And I always try to go to sleep by like midnight-ish every night. It doesn't always work out very well. But I try. When to take a break? Sometimes it's just like you look at a PowerPoint slide and you're just like, I'm so over this. That's when you need to take a break. Just like step away for like 15, 20 minutes, go somewhere else, try like a different study spot. That's what I do. Like if I'm like at school and I just start like, my eyes just start glazing over, I'm just like, all right, I have reached my productivity limit here. I am gonna go back to my apartment or go to the library or go to Barnes & Noble or somewhere else. Yeah. That's all I got on that one. If you could go back and change anything, what would it be and why? I don't know. I was really, really happy with my first year of med school. I don't know if I would change anything. I can't say that. That's mean. How did it feel to be totally surrounded by extremely bright students? Okay, that's all right. That is hard. Because, like, let's face it, if you're in medical school, chances are your entire life you have been told, oh my god, you're above average, you're so great, you scored in the 99th percentile and all these things. And now you're surrounded by people who scored the 99th percentile on all those things too. And so, like, one of the hardest things about medical school is, like, going from, like, that upper echelon where people are like, oh my god, you're so smart, you should be a doctor, to everyone around you being, oh my god, they're so smart too, they're gonna be doctors. And suddenly you're in the middle of the bell curve and you have no idea what to do because you're so used to being like exceptional and above average. And that is like, that's a growing experience for sure. Like I've been stuck in like this, like I make like, there's like a 5-point spread and that's like where all my grades have been, like between like an 88 and a 93. And it's just like, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get honors except for last block. I did it. But yeah, it's really hard to adjust to being average when you've been told your entire life that you are above average. That is hard, and you just kind of have, like, I mean, there's not a whole lot that you can do about it, though. You can either work really, really hard and try to become above average, or you can just be like, I am surrounded by the smartest people that most everyone else knows, and I am one of those people, too. And being average here is still above average on the grand scheme of things. So yeah, it's kind of intimidating, but you just kind of have to like suck it up and stop comparing yourself to other people and realize that like your journey doesn't necessarily look the same as everyone else's journey, and you just kind of deal with it. Let's see. Social culture of medical school. Y'all, no one goes harder than med students. No one. Literally no one. I have never seen people party as hard as they have partied in medical school. And I think it's because a lot of the time, like, we just don't have time to, like, unwind slowly. Like, we are wound so tight for an entire block that, like, once we take our final, we're just like, yes, now we can live. So the social culture is, you'll be fine. You'll be totally fine. Oh, back to the staying healthy thing. Most of the time, unless I had something to do on like Monday, I took Friday and Saturday off, if not Sunday too. Like I tried not to study on the weekends unless I really, really had to. And I think that helped me stay sane. Bath bombs from Lush helped me stay sane. I get that they're like $7 a pop, but man, you spend like an hour with a Lush bath bomb, you're a happy camper afterwards, and you can sleep like a baby, and it's wonderful. So, get some Netflix going. Yeah, I was all about that. Things that happened or goals that are interesting. As far as goals, like I just tried to improve on what I had done throughout the year. Like if I like got like an 88 in one block, I wanted to get like an 89 or higher in the next block, and I just kind of like pushed myself to keep improving upon myself. My goal is just to always be getting better, no matter what I'm doing. Like I might not reach perfection, but there is always room for improvement. So, you know, like learn how to study smarter, learn how to study not necessarily harder, just really like smarter, like figure out what works for you. That's honestly one of the hardest things about medical school is that, like I showed you guys in the last video, there are so many different ways that you can study, so many resources that you can use, and you obviously can't use all of them. So like narrowing it down and finding what works for you to study and to be successful is one of the hardest things in medical school, because it's not going to be what works for everybody else. So you have to be like really confident and know yourself and like be self-aware enough to be like, this is what works for me. I don't need to make 17,000 flashcards this year. Like, it's not necessary for me. So yeah, it's just one of those things. And I think that's it. That's all you guys gave me. So let me check my ask box and see if there's anything in there. In the video, can you talk about any study tips you've learned in med school? Okay, I've answered that one already. Study tips are also in my FAQ, just FYI. And a lot of stuff about Greek life is in my FAQ. So look there. And this has been part 2 of post first year